We are at the Tallahassee Automobile Museum. Check out the Batmobile, the fire truck, and the holy cow. Is that cool or what? Don't make a joke again, my son says. Ha ha ha. Apparently, I'm not funny, but he is. I don't think so. Oh, there's Uncle. Some antique pedal cars in the window. That's pretty cool. The pink Cadillac with Elvis. 1930 Ford Model A hot rod. Check that out.
This car is better than alcohol.
I know. It's got less rust and hasn't been hit. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think it looks pretty cool. I just don't like the horse on the front there. That's kind of goofy and stupid.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody's entitled to do whatever they want, but I like the door handle. Yeah. Pretty cool. Bad habit. I don't like how they cut that back window either. They shouldn't have done that. Maybe there was rust there that was like rusted all the way through or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty cool though. I like it. It's got a big wrench on the back for a bumper. Do you see that, Aiden? A huge wrench.
Like how I say the bench.
Yeah. And look at their spoiler they made here. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I like it. Oh, you ready to go inside? You want to walk right past this? Did you see the headers? Is that a header roll cage? Roll bar?
I think that is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else we got? Genuine Chevy on the steering wheel there. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time about your pink Cadillac. That's pretty cool. It's got like neon lights ran all the way down it. The world's oldest camcorder. That's a pretty old camcorder. I don't know what that is. This is a really weird car. It's a 75 Coupe Deville.
Did you even notice that?
Yeah, that is strange. That's like a disco ball. This thing's like a rolling party. Rockin' Caddy Daddy. Music video disc jockey. Oh, check out the door handle. Pretty cool, dude. I guess it says it was not owned by Elvis, okay? So don't blame Elvis for this contraption. He didn't want it. He probably did want it. Check that out. See if you can get an overall shot of that thing. That is crazy cool. Okay, so we are at the Tallahassee Automobile Museum. And we're going to take a cruise around here. 31 Duesenberg. That is just completely immaculate. It does not have the supercharger on it that I can see. It's probably on the exhaust side, but I can't see it. But I'll give you an overall shot of that car. Look at that. What an immaculate condition that car is in. Here's the little sandwich board on that one real quick. I'm gonna have to move through this museum pretty quick because we don't get cell phone reception in here. My battery's kind of low and we're kind of running late. It's about 3:44. This museum closes at 5 o'clock on Sunday and it is 3:44, so we don't have too long to shoot each car, even though each car is definitely worth a complete segment in itself. 72 Stingray Corvette. There we go. There's a knife collection. My son's starting to get into knives, so they've got a knife collection. I got all kinds. Got a 65, 64 Mustang here with a 66 Mustang with a blower. And you've got a 65 Corvette Stingray with a supercharger and a roll cage. We've got a 2018 Coupe Camaro Hot Wheels. That's pretty cool. And we've got a 69 Camaro SS.
Don't you have one of these?
No, I don't. I've got a 70 and a 73, but I don't have a 69. And I do want one of these one day, though, because I fell in love with these headlights. They have these hideaway headlights right here, and it will turn like that, and then you can see the headlight. And then, of course, you can see it has a big block Chevy in there, and that car is pretty immaculate as well. Build price, 90 grand. There's a sandwich board on that one. Got a 66 Nova SS. Oh, wow, look at the 71. That's my kind of color right there, too. Wow. I really like that color. Ever since seeing Gone in 60 Seconds, the original movie with Eleanor, this butterscotch yellow has just been one of my favorite colors. I haven't been able to get them out of my mind. Eventually one day I'll have a car that is some similarity to that color. Looks like we got a 70 Chevelle Ss. Here's a sandwich board on that. It's a SS 454. I know Patrick Glenn Nichols would love this car. That is immaculate. It looks like it has the bench seat there. And then immediately after that is a 69 Roadrunner 383 turquoise with blue interior. And there's the sandwich board on that. That's another beautiful car. There's so many cars in here. I wish I could do a full segment on each car, but we don't have time. We're probably going to run out of battery power before we can even shoot them all. And of course we got a 69 Amc Javelin Sst. It's done in like a sassy grass green. I'm not sure what the factory color would be, if that's a factory color or not. It is a SST, so that means it has the police package. Next up is a 69 GTO Convertible. And after that is another 69 GTO Judge. 69 GTO Judge, also one of my personal favorite cars. Done in a gorgeous orange color there. And then we'll spin around here and we'll kind of walk back a little bit and show you where we left off. We got a 92 Viper, and straight out of Tallahassee we've got a few of their 2010 Trans Ams. You guys check that out. It's these cars are made by Trans Am Depot in Tallahassee, Florida, which is right down the road. And these cars are second to none when they come to the build. Just watching these guys do the paint and finish on them on a few episodes of their show kind of impressed me. So just want to show you a little bit of their creations here. I love how they do the tail fin on these cars. I don't know if you can kind of see it in the mirror there, how they do that. And then of course we've got a 80 or 81, maybe a 79 Trans Am. I didn't read 79. I've got an 81 T-top like this at home. And then behind that is a 79. And above it is like a 78 or a 77. I don't see the board on that one. But this one is definitely the, what do they call the package for that car, the I don't remember it right off of the bat. But it has a great finish on it. Great looking car. We got a 97 Prowler. Like a 78 Corvette over there. I got the 2003 Corvette up in the lift there. 82 Camaro and a 82 Corvette and a 96 Corvette. And that's right next to an 83 DeLorean. Something interesting about these DeLoreans, they still are making these. You can still buy a brand new, never used DeLorean because a gentleman bought the warehouse out with all of the parts left over, and he still has enough parts to build about, I think he said like another 1,000 or 2,000 cars. I might be wrong on that number, but I'm definitely not wrong about him being able to build you a brand new, never used AMC DeLorean. So, or not, DMC DeLorean. Next to that, we've got a 71 Mustang Mach 1. That is freaking awesome looking there. And right on top of that is a Ford GT. I mean, this museum's got everything, doesn't it, Aidan? Wow. You know what that car is made out of, Aidan? Close. Stainless steel, like a refrigerator. Like a refrigerator or a microwave. He did that so it wouldn't rust. This guy, Jack DeLorean, is the one that invented this car and produced this car. He started his own company. He worked for Chevrolet for many, many years, and then he started his own company. And this was the first, and I think the only car that he ever produced before he got in trouble with the law and lost his company. So, a little bit of misfortune there. Okay, here's the GTO. Wow, look at that interior. Wow. This is definitely one of my dream cars, Aidan. The Judge. They named it the Judge because there was a popular TV show back in the day. You remember that? And then here's a car you'll see in a movie if you ever watched the movie about Hudson. Let's see if we can get the sandwich board on this. Okay, where's it at? Tucker. I said Hudson, but I meant Tucker. 48 Tucker with the headlight in the front. They have a movie about Tucker making these cars, Aidan, that you gotta see. It's just awesome. This is a super rare, super clean, really nice car. I love the way the roofs on these things look, the way it folds back. There's a lot of cars that copied that style. The fastback Mustang, the 66 Charger. A lot of cars came after this one, years and years after this car, and they used that style of that roof right there. You know, they modified it, of course, and made it their own, but you know, before that, the roofs were kind of like the 55 Chevy there. So it's pretty cool. 67 Mustang GT Convertible, done in like a goldish bronze type of color. GT 500, a really, really nice 1970 428 Super Cobra Jet Fastback, black. Now, if I was going to be able to take a car out of here, from what I've seen so far, it'd be a hard decision between this Mustang and that Judge. But look at that baby. 428 Super Cobra Jet, black with dog dish hubcaps, white interior. Wow. Yes, I would. And then right next to it, you got another 428 Super Cobra Jet convertible. Or that's not a Super Cobra Jet, that's just a Cobra Jet. So, and then above that, just, you know, just a Ford GT, no big deal. 2005, no big deal, right? And then we've got,
You like that
huh?
one. You like that one.
I love that one. You know I love yellow cars.
I like the red one.
You like the red one? Well, if we hit the lottery, or if I ever get my shit together and actually make billions of dollars, we'll come buy this guy out, okay? Alright, so we got a 53 Corvette Commemorative edition. That is pretty cool looking. See if we can get a good shot. It's kind of hard to get a good shot on that car.
I wonder what yours is.
And then here's a 50 Crosley. I shot a few videos on some Crosleys and nobody's ever watched them, so I don't know how much interest are in these cars, but I still kind of dig them, you know. Let's run down the 50s aisle real quick. We got a 55 Chevy, two-door Bel Air. Amazing Rolls Royce. Yeah, that is definitely amazing. What kind of Rolls is it? What's the name of it? Huh?
Some like
Corniche Coupe.
loose coupe.
Look at the windshield wipers for the headlight. Huh? You have your gray Poupon. And then of course we got a 58 Etzel Ranger. A lot of people hated the Etzels. I really like them. I like the innovative design of the front grille, how they put that in the center. You know, so. And then kind of the car that started most of the hot rodding back in the days, Aidan, was this car, the Mercury. A lot of guys would take these cars, and you see how the car looks really good, but the roof is just too tall for it. So they would cut the roof and chop it and lower it. So you take this roof right here, and you'd cut like 6 inches out of it, bring it down, and then you'd have something real sleek and hot roddy looking, you know? And then slam it to the ground. Okay, back to the 50s aisle. We got the 55 Chevy, the 56 Chevrolet Bel Air Nomad. So what makes this a Nomad instead of a station wagon is that it only has 2 doors instead of 4. So that's a pretty car there. And then you got a 57 Bel Air, which is definitely a dream car of mine. They had a movie I watched when I was a kid about a car that looks exactly like this, where the guy died when he was young, right after he had a kid with a girl, and the kid grows up and kind of tries to be like him, and then the dad comes back from heaven as a ghost and has to kind of guide the son into not dying the same way that he did by drag racing his cars and stuff like that. It is a pretty interesting movie, but I do not remember the name of it. And then another 57 Chevy 4-door, which a lot of people don't like the 4-doors, but I do. Aidan's dying to get out of here because he's starving to death.
I mean, like, it's just like. Wait, how long has the video been going for?
Only like 20 minutes.
I'm only under 30. He's having.
Okay, I guess we're gonna walk faster. Aidan's got a good point. We gotta get moving. So, wow, look at that. Can I talk about that one, Aidan? 54 Kaiser Darren. Wow. Look at that. You ever see how the doors open on these, Aidan? They slide into the fender. Isn't that cool? They should do that with cars nowadays. There'd be a lot less door dings in the grocery parking lot. And then another Prowler. That one's for sale. And Aidan, why don't you sit in the Packard? He said you could sit in it. And look at that horse. That's made out of steel. It's got cables for braids, and then it's just got steel welded all over it to make it into a piece of art. That's pretty awesome. Look at the Cadillac. Marilyn Monroe's Cadillac. And there's Aidan and his Packard. What if you were born back in this time? What do you think about that, Aidan? If you were born into a time where you could be my chauffeur and drive me around? This museum is mind-blowing. I'm going to have to come back up here another day when I have more. I'm going to have to come up here when I have all day. There's too much to see. I could literally I could look at this car for hours if I had time. (1929) Auburn Boattail Sportster. See the back tail of the car? How it kind of tapers in like a boat tail? Yeah, like these. When I was growing up as a kid, these were like the toys that I played with, the Hot Wheels cars. These were like my favorite, the Boattail Auburndales. And then you have a cord right there, which those cars are really cool. They're not really my favorite. I like the Art Deco look of them and everything, but you know, I would much rather have the Auburn Boattail. But I do like the cords, just, you know, not too much my style. Renegade Road King. Of course, we're in Tallahassee, so you got the Seminole country up here. Look at the artwork on that. Wow. Look at the airbrushing on there. That is phenomenal. Wow, that is an awesome car. I almost knocked the picture over with my butt. Good thing I didn't. Look at the tank on that thing. Wow. And this is the gentleman that started the bike, or built the bike, commissioned the bike to be built. Wow, that is awesome. Look at the air cleaning on that bike and the engine, the detail, the hair from the chief going all the way down, the arrows on the top. I better get moving. I'm going too slow. Aiden's going through the antique piano section. I'm going to catch up with him and show you this 39 Ford Special Roadster. Doesn't even look like a Ford. Kind of looks like a British car. Pretty cool. And we got a bear, like a Florida bear, and he's gonna get that buck. That's pretty cool. All right, so over here we've got antique pianos. Really nice stuff. Look at that. What did she say? They got Wild Earp's gun in the case over here?
Who's that?
Wild Earp was a what do you call him, like a sheriff or something like that? I mean, it was like a law enforcement officer back in the Wild West days. And got all the badges here. Florida Highway Patrol uniform. I respect cops, but this isn't really my deal. I'll just show you guys this stuff real quick as I go through in case you're interested in coming. I definitely like all this stuff, but I'm more into the cars. Wow, look at that though, Aidan. Maybe I'm into it more than I think. I'm definitely into it more than I think. Wyoming Prison 8, Larmine City. Arizona Ranger. Wow, this guy has a collection. Whoa, look at the work on this thing. Look at the carving on that. Is that Wild Earp there? Oh, that's Buffalo Bill. There's Buffalo Bill and one of his guns. I don't know if I can get my... I can't get my light to shut off. I need it in some places, so I'm going to have to keep it on. Brain coral. That's your brain. And what's this? Is that poop from dinosaurs? Yep. The dung stone. And then dinosaur egg. From Dinosaur Daddy. And then what is this? A meteorite. Wow. That came from another, not from Earth. If any part of a meteorite survives the fall through the atmosphere and lands on Earth, it is called a meteorite.
Let's go upstairs.
Alright, well let's go look at, they got Abraham Lincoln's car over here. Over in the corner right there. And then Marilyn Monroe, it's not her car, but it's a gorgeous baby blue Cadillac right there. Eldorado. That's an Eldorado. This is a Series 62 with a beautiful yellow color. Man, those cars are gorgeous. And followed right up immediately with a 59 Coupe Deville with the most iconic tail fins in the whole automobile industry. They even have some of the icons on there, and you can see that last fin right there is the 59 fin that we're looking at. Has the double tail lights on each side. That's Abraham Lincoln's car right there. Yep. And then a 56 custom pickup truck, which we'll get back to in a second. Here is Abraham Lincoln's car.
How do you drive this thing?
Well, I don't know if it was his car or if it was what, I think it's what they carried him to the grave, because it looks like a hearse. Lincoln's funeral car. Yeah, that's what it is. Lincoln's funeral car. Wow. That's what carried President Lincoln to the grave. That's like a huge piece of history right there. And it's here in Tallahassee. 1860s horse-drawn hearse. You guys read that. Don't forget, you can always pause this video and read it. I've got to keep the camera moving. President Abraham Lincoln's final journey. He went from Springfield to Washington, D.C., all across the country. Back then, they would put your body on display for everybody to see and take you on a tour. Nowadays, I don't think they would ever do that to a president, but that is definitely a piece of history right there. There's the route they took on another map from Springfield, Illinois, all the way around until you got all the way back to D.C. Here's a wooden car here. And a bunch of car toys like I've got in my closet at home. I've got nothing compared to this guy. I mean,
That'd be a good video.
What?
Show your antiques.
I could show my antiques for like my antiques in my cars, and it would be like that many cars right there. And this guy literally has like 10 times, 100 times as much. Oh, look at that T-Bird one in there. I like that. I like the Ferraris he's got over here too. Sweet. Alright, let's run down this section. And remember, we got to go upstairs by the elevator, which is back behind that desk. 1920 Case touring car, done in like a John Deere green. What, you want to record? Just make sure you don't stop. Like hitting a button. 23 Packard Model 126. 28 Ford Model A Phantom. 31 Model A Standard Roadster. Whoa, look at these, Aidan. 1894. Wow. And it has an engine in it. They don't want to see that close. You got to kind of have it up here. Let me see it. You gotta have it like this so people can see the overall car. Like that. And then you want to come kind of like show them the whole thing. That way when they're watching it on their TV or their phone, they can get the overall look. There's a Stanley Steamer. That's a steam powered car there. What year is that one? I can't see. 1903. 1903, so this one was years ahead of that one. There's some really nice pedal cars down there. Don't overlook those because those are really cool too. And then we got a 1903 Oldsmobile Curve Dash Shuri. That's the one you steer with that one rod in the middle, kind of like the Stanley Steamer there. And the 1893 DeRay. This is a replica 1901 Knox Model B. Wow, this guy's got the best collection I think I've ever seen. Even his spark plug collection is better than I've ever seen. Look at these spark plugs. Are those spark? Yeah, those are spark plugs. For a minute I thought they might have been something else. 1907 International. Hey, it's almost a DeMott, but it's a DeWitt.
DeWitt.
Yeah. Our last name is DeMott, which kind of looks just like that, except for you would turn that W into an M and change that I to a O, and you'd have our last name. Pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. They even spell it the same way. Capital D, lowercase e, capital W. That was the base price when it came out, but I tell you what, $592 in 1909 was like probably like $80,000 today.
Maybe even more.
Probably could be more. I'm not too up on my inflation amount, but that's a pretty good figure to put out there. 1916 Ford Model T. That is awesome. I love the Model Ts. I would love to own one of these one day. I'm into muscle cars right now, but I think when I'm an old man, I'm probably going to be into one of these. Alright, ready to head upstairs? Man, that GTO is perfect. Ram Air 4.
You should make this the part 2 upstairs.
After this lady won't stop. Hello? Hello? 1940 Ford State Trooper car. That's the guy that used to give people tickets back in the 40s right there. He would have gave this guy right here in the DeSoto a speeding ticket for sure.
$1,000. He would make almost $2,000.
Wow, that's pretty good. So,
and 18 cents per gallon.
Yeah. Alright, and then he's got 13 Tourer. Just call me back again. 1912 Ford Model T delivery car. I always thought these were cool back in the day, how they had the roof like that. Really cool. And then he's got, what is this, a 99 Shelby Series 1. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in my life.
I have.
You seen one of those?
Like a toy car, but like...
Oh, okay. Not in real life. It looks like a Corvette almost, but it's a Shelby. So, there's Shelby there, Mr. Carroll Shelby.
There's a Ford GT.
Yeah, there's the Ford GT. And I do not see this car in that picture. But here's some nice model. I was about to say Model Ts because we went through all the old cars. Here's some nice Ford Thunderbirds. And there's a Woody. So what, like 36 Ford Model 68 station wagon Woody. This lady's calling. Welcome to part 2 of the Tallahassee Automobile Museum. Wow. This guy literally has everything. Oh my goodness. Look at the scooter collection, the Cushmans, the Cushman Eagle. Never seen a Cushman Eagle in my life. Wow, look at this little motorcycle. I got a whole collection of old bikes up there. A Ranger. Wow. The old Ninja 5 or 600. I was about to say 500. There's a 56 Cushman. Yeah. 2006 Harley. And then of course he does have, you guys see this collection over here of cars. He's got a million of these cars in here. I mean, as far as your eye can see. It's like he's bought every car there is, every airplane there is, every... Look, I'm just going to stop collecting. I'm going to stop collecting and I'm going to just kind of come here when I want to look at something. I've got a few of these trucks at home and they're like $200, $300, $400 a piece. So I'm just going to sell all my stuff to a guy like this and just come here and look at them when I want to look at them. Because this is just incredible. Here's the funny mirror. Funny mirror, everybody. Aiden's in the funny mirror. Go up to it again. It looks funny when you're up to it. You have a really long torso. There you go. Do it for real though. Oh, Stretch Armstrong. Wow. Capital City Harley Davidson with the drag bike. Oh god, he'd go crazy for this, especially that junk car with the tow truck right there. Oh wow, 1992 Batmobile. This looks like the real one. If this isn't the real one, that's probably the real one. And if that's not the real one, that's probably the real one. Wow, look at that thing. Me and Mason sat in the old style one at the Comic-Con in Tampa. Look at this thing's got afterburners on there. Look at that. And then you got the Batman and Robin motorcycle with the little side go-kart deal that pops out. Bat cycle, original cycle used in the Batman TV series. Wow. And then you got this old bike here. Exercise bike with a punching bag on it. You got that little bike. So while you're riding, you're punching too. So if you ever get in a fight on a bicycle, you'll be well trained. And then of course this guy's got a bunch of these trail machines. The 65 Mustang trail machine.
You probably can't get it with the fan.
Probably not. We'll have to speak up during this time, huh? That's, as far as your eye can see, the gentleman has quite a collection. Here's a Mustang delivery cycle, 1953.
Now I would trade that for that.
That would be cool. And then wow, look at this Harley here. Too cool. What's that next to it? That's that one with the V8, isn't it? Yep. Big V8 motor on there. And he threw a little BMW action in there. Got the old 750. Was that a Yamaha? And this looks like a British engine. BMW, there it is. And the Triumph. Try to show you guys everything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything on here. There's just so much to see. Got an old Texaco tow truck here with the 1924 double oil lubester pump. It's like an old Hudson. It's been wrecked pretty hard. Oh, it was a race car. It's got the roll cage in there. Look how big they used to make the pipe for the roll cages back then. I bet that thing weighs a ton. You had to wreck going pretty fast for this thing to get bashed up like it did. A little bit of fiberglass on there too. I guess that's what they would use to, to patch them. I don't think this is a replica. No, that's real rust there. They probably did that to cut weight, and that's definitely real old glass there to be like that. Sorry, the video is going to be chopped up a bit. I keep getting interrupted with calls. I'll show you guys this Publix theaters. Like a car that's made to look like a train. That's pretty cool. It's got the full, I guess they found it in a shed or a barn or something like that and restored it. Here's the sheet on that. I have to read it later. Don't forget, you can pause the video to read that. This is from Paramount Pictures. There's the back of it here. The straight 8 locomotive, I guess is what they called it. The Graham Page straight 8. Alright, we got a 66 C10. I used to get driven to school in one of these when I was a kid. Ours was candy apple red. My stepdad built the truck and auctioned it for his boss that he built it for a high school football team, for King High School football team. And my stepfather's boss pretty much forced him to buy 4 tickets for $5 a piece, and my stepfather ended up winning the truck. So my mom would drive me to school in this thing. So pretty cool truck. Then you got a GS Buick here with the top, the Sun Coupe edition. I don't think I've ever seen a Sun Coupe edition in my life. But there you have one. And then right next to it is a Grand National. And next to that is a Fleetwood. And next to that is a Lincoln. I got a pretty modern Nova. Spin around the room here. Got a 64 Impala with 3 deuces and a fenned out hood. Behind that is a Mustang convertible, like a 73. I got a 44 3/4 steak bed delivery. It's got the steak beds in the back. Old Jeep. Here's like a 69 71 C10. That's a nice one there too. Oh, one of my personal favorites, the Chrysler Imperial. Like that. I'm sorry. You got to look at the dash on this car, Aidan. So, look at the dash on that thing. Look at the interior. They got like gold. There's like gold into the stitching. I don't know if you guys can really pick that up on the camera. Maybe if I go at like that angle. There you go. You can kind of see it at that angle. And then the tail lights on this car. And he's got some outboard motors here. And some classic canoes and boats, and I mean, it just goes on and on around here. This guy's collected everything you can think of. There's some more outboards. Here's a stand-up fan. A ton of outboards down there. Little racing skiff boat here. A couple little racing. Check out the quad outboard. Quad 460. And he's got some Indian relics over here. Remember, we are in Tallahassee, Florida. This is Seminole country. So this guy probably has a great appreciation for these people and what they've done. And this looks like an original. It would carve this out of one big tree. Probably oh wow, look at that, Aidan.
Yes.
The bear skull. 80,000 years ago. I'm gonna have to pause the video. I've got a customer calling me. Some more of the Indian artifacts. Homeland Security, fighting terrorism since 1492. Just a ton of artifacts in here. Arrowheads, moccasins, pottery, bowls, knives, scoopers, plates. It's just amazing. I gotta film it so quick because my battery's starting to run low. I want you guys to be able to check this out in case you're interested in coming here. I've been to a lot of car museums, but this one takes the cake for sure. I've never seen one with this much stuff, and the quality of the stuff that's in here is second to none. My battery is running super low. Here's Ladybug, Superior Dinghy. It's got Popeye on there. And then here's the Outboard Collection. Johnson's and Evinrude's and pretty much Mercury's and Goodyear's, and I mean, you got them all. They're all in here. If you're into outboard engines or hit and miss engines, or you know, any kind of antique stuff, this guy's got what you want. Pedal cars, he's got them. Mint condition, he's got them. Wow, check out the Bronco. That's a pretty cool Bronco. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. The Bronco Truck. It's done in a nice Ford blue. Let's see if we could take a complete walk around this one. Show you guys this thing. Wow. 1977 Ford Bronco. Got a 68 Caprice station wagon. Fiero. It's like a 40 Ford there. I know that one from a mile away. That's the old booze runner cars, Aidan. That's what all the guys used to run booze in back in the day. Back during Prohibition and stuff, and through the South. Got some old Army Jeeps with the turret on top. Old flat fender Jeeps, 45 flat fender. David Freiberger would love that. And he's even got an aqua car. These are those cars that go in the water, Aidan. I should have a propeller back here. There they are. Dual propellers on this one. President Johnson rode in this one. Give you guys a good look at the front, and then I gotta get out of here. Well, I'm gonna show you this Yenko before I leave too. We got this yellow on yellow Yenko. That's a Dan Yenko edition Camaro. Yellow with the yellow houndstooth interior. 4-speed. Look at those seats. The back seats are the same. Door panels are yellow. Got the 427 in there. Here's the sandwich board on this one. I could do a whole segment on that car. See, let me show the back of this thing real quick. Yanko supercar. There's the Dan Yanko supercar. What do you think about that car, Aidan? You like that? Not too square for you? Alright, let's get out of here. And he's got a fan collection. We bought a fan from American Pickers up in Nashville. So we have one fan for our fan collection. But nothing like this guy. I'll run you guys down this real quick. Look at all these fans. See what else he's got in these cases. Knives mainly. I really wish I had more time to shoot. Roadside guy.